This meeting is being recorded.
Hi, my name is Janiec, and this is my Senior Resident Assistant SRA application for the 2026 to 2027 academic year. So here is a little bit about me. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I'm a junior. I'm a psychology and speech language and hearing sciences double major. I am from East Rutherford, New Jersey, and I am a current RA at Janiec Suites. So why am I applying for the SRA position? I've been an RA at Janiec for 2 years, and I've seen how this role has pushed me to grow as a person, especially under the wing of my previous two other SRAs. This opportunity has allowed me to make such connections with older mentors, which I strive to be for others. It is going to be 3 years ago when I was a freshman at North Residence Hall where I met my RA, Kaylin, who inspired me to apply for this role initially. She was always there for our floor and never felt like a stranger, regardless of her authoritative job. I remember talking with her throughout my application process and how we both celebrated when I told her I would be an RA at Garrigus as a sophomore. Receiving that email, I definitely felt a rush of emotions. Happiness, pride, relief, with hints of fear. I was proud of myself that I applied for such a competitive role and was soon able to start my journey with Res Life, but scared about the variety of conflicts I might have to manage on my own. I thought about every what if imaginable. What if my residents didn't like me? What if I made a wrong call in a situation? What if my residents didn't respect me? Thankfully, though, my current staff and SRA Audrey Halm have not only taught but supported me throughout the RA role. With every minor question or concern, I could count on Audrey to teach me about the rights and wrongs. Since training, Audrey has encouraged a safe space for our staff to bond and bounce ideas off of each other. She continues to reassure us that we work as a team, and being an RA does not mean you will know all the answers, but you know you can lean on the people around you to guide you to the right ones. With all of her outside commitments and rigorous academic schedule, I have looked up to Audrey since I have gotten to know her. The community she continues to uphold at Garrigus is definitely one to be proud of. Next year, I hope to fill those shoes and do the same for my residents and staff. I have learned a lot from these past 2 years, like maintaining boundaries, managing conflicts, team collaboration, and more. I feel confident in myself that I am able to be a resource for my staff and residents while also fostering a safe, open minded atmosphere within the residence hall. I want to be able to act like my old RA Kaylin and how I see Audrey continuously act for others as a resource and support system like I once needed as a freshman resident. This opportunity as an SRA would also allow me to strengthen my interpersonal skills like active listening, leadership, and emotional intelligence. On an RA staff, the SRA is a role model for not only the staff, but also other residents in the community. They are a resource that others can rely on for guidance and support in times of confusion. They are also an advocate for others, ensuring that everyone's voices are heard in such a considerable living space. From observing the role of the SRA, I can see myself fulfilling all features needed for the role to thrive. This varies from ensuring the overall well being of the staff, being a representative for a larger community, duty scheduling organization, and enforcing residential life policies and protocols. In my outside commitments of morale captain, student mentor, and teammate, I know I am passionate about utilizing my own experiences to encourage others to find a routine that works to build their best self. I want my residents to have an enhanced college experience, whatever that looks like for each individual. Through empathy and active listening, I want to have a positive impact on my residents' lives, ensuring that they can rely on me to support their needs, guide them towards their goals, and be there to celebrate their achievements together. I believe organization is essential to reach such an atmosphere so all people on the team are working as a cohesive unit, not against one another. I schedule all my responsibilities to a T on both Apple Calendar as well as a physical planner. I find that writing things down engraves them in my brain, so I'm likely to forget commitments. This also helps me cross reference dates and times, which is especially helpful when it comes to duty scheduling. Furthermore, the well being and relationship amongst the staff is at my utmost importance. Duty and staff meetings are easily my favorite part of this job, as it allows me to connect with my staff by simply asking how their day of classes went or if they have any plans for the upcoming week. This work time also refreshes me of the res life protocols and policies that I need to know in case of an incident. An SRA should be knowledgeable of all of these policies in case of an incident happens to them or for them to guide other RAs in times of uncertainty. This leadership not only supports the staff but fosters an open sense of communication an SRA should have. Listed are some of the strengths and challenges I have faced through my experience as a part of Res Life. Through my 2 years, I have been able to openly communicate with my residents, staff, and HD. This could be about residential issues, community living habits, or staff bonding ideas. Regardless, is assisted in promoting a positive vocal environment where I ensure all voices are heard. This ties into me working well with collaboration and effectively being able to work with others, such as my staff or hall council. We are able to achieve common goals in favor of the well-being of the Garrigus community. This has worked in the past through multiple floors advertising for a joint community event. Being hospitable allows me to foster a relationship with others and support them when they come to me with their needs and worries. This is as simple as giving out candy to my residents for Halloween and saying hi to them around campus, not just the residence hall. However, I ensure to maintain professionalism and authority in acting like a residential assistant and not like my residents' classmates or close friend. In transitioning to my weaknesses, navigating burnout has proved to be quite difficult as a college student. Whether it is my course load intensifying during midterm season or having unsubmitted Husky Chats pile up, burnout can definitely leave me feeling overwhelmed and unmotivated. In the past, this has seeped into other aspects of my life, as simple as being present in certain situations. To overcome this, I have recently integrated an hour a day every single week I like to call a brain nap. It's where I do something without technology or other people I know I will genuinely enjoy. Sometimes I read a few chapters of my book, journal, or even paint. Resident engagement is a common weakness amongst many RAs, but that does not make it any more manageable. In Garrigus, most of the residents I have are upperclassmen, so it is difficult for 70 plus of them to want to respond to my reminders about Husky Chats or attend floor events when they've been around such res life community for years. However, I've been attempting to combat this issue with being more inclusive and proactive. I have made surveys for my residents to submit ideas of floor events they actually would attend and began sending Husky Chat reminders almost a month in advance to their due date. Being more present in my area has proved thus far to increase resident engagement, and I am hopeful for the future. In being a perfectionist, this leads me to look at my responsibilities a bit more closely. It can be a Husky Chat conversation, a floor event, or conflict management. I need to ensure they go perfectly or as close to perfect as I can get them to be. If not, I am left feeling somewhat unsatisfied with a slightly lowered self-esteem. This at times leads me to seek reassurance in my decisions, like asking another RA for a second opinion. I am working through this though with my therapist and confiding in others who share similar feelings. I've established that the SRA role is being a role model for others, but that also ties into being a role model for myself. To me, that means consistently upholding community standards, even if it is uncomfortable or inconvenient in certain situations. While yes, it is my job to do so, I believe this shows integrity and leadership within my role. This demonstrates to other RAs that professionalism goes beyond its mere definition and means to follow through regardless of the situation, when deemed safe, of course. This means supporting myself where I can, through a self-care routine of boundaries and behaviors I set for others to respect. At times, when I take on too many responsibilities at once, I ensure to detach myself from my phone and practice positive mindfulness away from outside concerns for a moment. I follow this up with hobbies I love, like baking, playing the ukulele, and going on runs. I know such behaviors are not selfish, and I like to remind the staff around me of such a belief. Instead, the self-care routine ensures the well-being of all of us to act as the best RAs we can possibly be. It also serves as a good reminder that the work we do is respected, and specifically that my staff's contribution does not go unnoticed in the workplace. It is normal to take breaks, and I hope to highlight that in a fostered environment where, as a team, we will cohesively work to encourage and support each other through res life. Every RA has a reason they apply for the role, why they wanted to reapply, and why did some apply in the first place. Remembering my why of why I decided to submit that application my freshman year, why I continue to show up to every staff meeting and duty with a smile on my face, and why I have decided to apply as SRA can help me regain perspective. It can also be a reminder to my staff of their why to continue to motivate us in times of stress and worry, and to help continue to contribute to a more inclusive community at UConn. With that, thank you for listening to my application for SRA, and if you have any questions, please email me at hannah.janiec@uconn.edu.